What's going on? Who we got up in here, man? Who we got up in here, man? Winky. Winky, winky, winky. Listen, you know if I'm up doing this, I ain't even listen. I ain't even sleepy. I ain't even sleepy, man. I got some shit I need to say. You won't come on? You won't hop in this you won't hop in this room? You wanna catch the hot seat? You ain't gotta put your face on the camera, man. You know what I'm saying? I know you the one been all outside all day, you know what I'm saying? You drugging and thugging on a Tuesday, you know. You all the way up on a Tuesday. When can we check this shit out though? You know, you done burn off too long. The crazy part about this shit, I probably should have went on my phone. But it's easy to do it right here on this. But look, but check this out though. So it's a video. It's a video out. It's a video out right now of me playing my bike at a dealer show. It's a couple of them out. It's one with me playing a millie, and it's another one playing hiding here. The crazy part is why these other cats taking credit for my bike? Why these like listen? Like they posting it right, and then they telling people to come to their shop to get hooked up. What's up, Marty? Marty, I'm just sitting up here telling this man, like I'm sitting up here looking at this video of it's me playing the bike at a dealer show, and these guys are taking. I don't know. I may be reading it wrong, but it says imagine going 70 down the interstate and still jamming. That's what a bass head is all about. Name a company with the bill looking baller. Name of the company with the build looking baller. Another name to get set up proper. What? They doing that now? Marty, Marty, this is wild as hell, man. And I'm listen, and I'm telling you, the video got a half a million hits on it. A half a million. It's got like 16 some thousand shares. Listen, Larry, I forgot to. Oh, goddamn, Larry, I forgot to call you about them damn handlebars, man. Give me a shot tomorrow, man, so we can get that figured out. Winky, I ain't even lying, Winky. I'm gonna listen. I'm. I got my other computer. I'm for the. I ain't gonna even post it, right? Cause I'm just going to assume that I got this wrong. I know for a fact I got it wrong, right? So I'm not gonna. I'll send it to you, Winky. Cause I don't want, you know what I'm saying? Cause if I'm misreading this, I want to make sure that you know what I'm saying. Uh, that I don't, that if it's up, it's on the internet, it's all over the gram, it's all over the gram, and I mean like it's a half a million hits at least, and I messaged the person that originally that I seen uploaded it and asked him to tag me in the video, and half a million hits tagged me in the video, but I see why they hadn't responded. They hadn't responded because they taking credit. Get the hell out of here, man. Man, look, I knew the bike was dumb, right? I knew. No, we can listen. Maybe I got it wrong. Hey, and Marty, if you still on here, man, look, holler at me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I need to talk about what we talked about. You know what I'm saying? So we can get the ball rolling. I got action. You know, but I need. I just, I wasn't even gonna do this live, but I just had like 2 cups of watermelon. You know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of crunk right now. You know what I mean? Like, I cannot believe that it's like people do that. Like, I would never try to take credit for somebody else's work ever. And that may be because I always try to, figure out my thing and do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? I'm set back from that. I'm set back. I can't, man. I don't know. Oh, hold on, shit. Let me cut this out. Uh, my bad. Do 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 do. My bad. That's for tomorrow. I listen. Man, look, look, I'm at a loss for words. Now, mind you, I even, you know, I hadn't even seen it from this particular, um, from this. I'm not even following this person, and like, I didn't get credit for none of that. I just, what up, Logic? Yeah, hey, you know what, Logic, man? Like I was explaining when I first got on, I'm watching this video of me playing my bike under somebody else's name, shop name, and it looks to me like they're taking credit for it. You know what I'm saying? It looks to me like they're taking credit for it, and it could just be me. It could just be me. Now, again, I asked the original person that posted it to tag me in the video. Now, when my partner LJ got wind of it, he instantly, I'm not all that internet. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool on it, but I ain't Mr. Internet. But geez, I just ain't never seen that before. They talk I do. Winky, you right. They man, some of the comments that were made, oh, you can't ride that on the freeway. Oh, you're gonna crash if you try, you can't take a curb. And man, listen, they talking about the little exhaust stain on the bag. Man, listen, I don't care right now. That is not paint on that motorcycle. I don't care. I'm not man, listen, it's chalk stains, it's all kinds of stuff on that. It's not painted. It's not painted. Anybody that's been looking at that bike since this time last year when I first started building it, hell, I got videos that I posted. Just the bags alone did 280,000. That's easy. But when I see a 500,000 based off of, and that's not like you don't. I'm not, and you can't. Oh man, come on, man. I'm at a loss for words. Now I just, I mean, my name is in the tour pack bracket. It literally says my name. And wow, that's crazy. I can't. I'm at a loss. But I think something good is going to come out of this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be patient with it. Um, the last time I thought something good was coming out of bringing the bike out, man, it was short lived. I was disappointed. You know what I'm saying? So I just learned how to just keep my mouth closed and just keep pushing. Oh shit, I'm kidding. I ain't got the mic up to my mouth. Shit, I'm just talking. But man, I listen, bro. That wow, that's amazing. This is the first time that I done had somebody plagiarize my work. Is that right? Is that the right term for it? They plagiarize? They're plagiarizing my work. They're saying that my work is their work and they're getting paid off of my work. Like, should I do like what Facebook does? Like your what happens when you use music? Somebody else is claiming your monetarily thing. You know what I'm saying? Should I go claim if they get a bike in their shop based off of this video? Don't I deserve that money? Y'all talk to me, man. Tell me if I ain't crazy, man. I don't want to be crazy. I don't want to be labeled as crazy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be labeled as crazy. I want to. I really do feel like, should I say something? Should I reach out? Like, what should I do? 'Cause this is weird as hell, man. I ain't never. I guess because I've never had to deal with anything like this. Normally, I'm just the butt of a joke. You know what I'm saying? Normally, I'm just, what's up, Guns? You need to issue a cease and desist. I look, man. I should I be flattered? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I should be flattered. Like, they at a 500,000 hits. At a 500,000 hits, that's big. That's huge. That means either A. Now, Winkin broke this shit down to me before and said that every view counts. Like, if I go back and watch it, that doesn't count as a view. These are all supposed to be all new views. I could post on the video. Thanks for the props. Well, again, I felt like if I reached out to the original poster, the original person that posted it, and said, hey, your video is gaining traction. Do you mind tagging me in the post? They ghosted me. So what am I to do? I'm not going to, let's see. I'll show you guys. Like, I'm literally playing the bike. I'm playing the bike. But it's other shops getting the credit for it. Like what's going on? Is that, am I tripping? Well, and that's so again, I don't I'm trying not to, I don't know what to say, right? Like, I don't know what to say at this point. Should I be flattered? Should I be like, you motherfuckers, woo, woo, woo? Should I be angry? Should I be, you know, I, hey man, I guess we'll just have some fun with it. We'll see what turns out. Now, I'll say this. Anytime I pull it out, you know what I'm saying? Like, we thought the action in Tulsa was crazy. I mean, pulling it out now, even with the bike falling, on his face or whatever. But I gave a reason why it did what it did. You know what I mean? Like, I literally ran out of juice, right? Like it just was what it, I and no excuses. Anytime you trying to make a statement, you have to be ready every time. And shout out to Winky for trying to get me ready. You know what I'm saying? Get me back to the bike when I needed to get back to the bike. She did her thing, you know what I'm saying? And I was up ready to go. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those situations that it just didn't work out. And I'm not upset about it. It was what it was. But the next day, because I had the opportunity to charge it for the rest of the evening, I know. See, even the man upstairs upset about it. Look, so I'm just like, but you know what, Winky is like this. When I say, and it was impressive. It was impressive, and it wasn't even at its top peak. We just, I was just doing some shit at this point. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had time to really sit down with the computer. I ain't had time to do none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? We just kind of slightly dialed it in so it would play. You know what I'm saying? The mids and highs definitely need to be adjusted. You know what I'm saying? When I took the change the speaker out, I literally lost. It almost seems like a third of my vocals, right? And it is what it is. But yeah. But you know what, Winky man, I don't care about that no way. You know what I'm saying? Not behind my back, but you know how I feel about what I feel about. You know what I'm saying? It's the blatant, disrespect for me. You know what I'm saying? Somebody talking behind my back, I can't really control that. Not only can I not control it, but, chances are I don't really hear what they say because it's behind my back. Now, if it does come back to me, I don't mind, asking somebody, hey, man, we got a problem. What is it? How can we fix it? I'm always willing to, fix certain issues, right? But I'm also willing to walk away from certain issues, and I refuse to deal with them, moving forward because it's, at that point, I don't have to. Shit, you you already know that. Shit, this going from Jamaica Beach to the piers is longer than 5 miles. I'm gonna put it to you like that. I had to put some gas in that tank a few times. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I don't have an issue. I done been on the freeway. That was scary. You know what I mean? It was a little scary getting on that freeway. But I got it up to about 63. That's my max speed before, it's like, that's too much. But I've done it, you know what I mean? And it's not, I wouldn't ride it to Dallas, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? But if something was going on at Arlington, at the Cowboy Stadium, and I would ride it, I'd go that far. I'd go to Arlington on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand what it's a straight hit. You know what I'm saying? I can leave my house and make a couple of left turns and shit. I can make it to Texas State. Cowboy Stadium. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would go that far. But the Dallas, hell no, that'd be going on a trailer. You know what I'm saying? Again, even having it on the freeway, that was a little nerve wracking because you just don't know. It's so heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine having a car on 2 wheels. You know what I mean? I bet that thing weighs about as much as a smart car, or I bet it weighs about as much as a smart car for sure. Maybe even heavier than a smart car. Maybe that Toyota Scion A or something like that. But it's just funny. It's just funny seeing this and saying like, yeah, damn. Like, if I wasn't in the video, and like LJ say, this was my fault. You know why this was my fault? Because I always got on an upgrade shirt. And the one time I don't have an upgrade shirt on, copyright infringement. Weighs more than lightning? Shit. I don't think anything weighs more than lightning. If it hits you, shit. I just seen a woman in Northridge and Hills, lightning struck by and knocked her ass off her feet. That, man, they say lightning hot. But nonetheless, you know, I just thought it was kind of funny, man. And, you know, I'd have got up tomorrow and been like, man, let me do a live about this shit. But I got a whole nother interview tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna save a lot of this energy for tomorrow. But I just felt like I needed to say that. I just felt like, man, y'all, they ain't gonna believe this shit. Cisco Kid, what it do, bro? You know what I'm saying? I'm just up venting, man. Oh, hell no! You know that my bike don't weigh that much, winking that shit, yo. I mean, I don't know. It might. It motherfucker bite. I bet you'll get better gas mileage. That's for damn sure. I bet it get better gas mileage. We got to name that thing Silver Bullet or something, man. Lightning just, you drive it like it's lightning. That's for damn sure. But yeah, man, I want to come on and just figure out if maybe I'm tripping. You know what I'm saying? Winky, you got the information. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna repost it just yet. I'm gonna give it to tomorrow because it's only been up for about 24 hours, right? But it's two different companies that's posted it, but they're both like audio shops, and I just can't believe that. You know, damn, you come on, man. At least give me something. Drizzle, what's going on, man? At least give me some, you know, give me a, hey, man, you know, we didn't do this bill, but the guy that did it, man, he went insane with this thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people think it's paint on that bike. There's no paint at all. It's not paint. It's definitely primer. You might, you know how you do your old school, you know what I'm saying? You got that uncle used to ride around in that primer down truck, man, for years. It's, you know, the primer been on so long, it's started rusting and shit like that because, you know, it's still washing it like it's paint. See, I ain't doing all that. You know, I might get a wire hair on my ass tomorrow and be like, you know what, I'm going to cut this out. We're going to glass some more shit in, and then, you know, then I got to paint it again? Nah, no. I ain't doing that. Drizz, I know it's late for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Drizz, have you seen the video that's floating around? Yeah, for some, you know, for real. Drizz, you seen that video floating around, man? You had to, because everybody been calling me all day talking about the video. Hey, man, you see that video? You see that video? I'm like, at first, I got a call at 9:30 this morning asking me about the video. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, I ain't seen no video. I know that SoundCube had originally posted one. May have been a few days ago. Oh, excuse me. A few days ago, you know, I know that they had posted one. And they, you know, they was just like, they were excited to see their speaker, you know, on the bike. And, you know what I mean? Like, cool. You know what I'm saying? Shit, let's roll. Some of the other manufacturers whose speakers that are on there, you know, they don't really have a name. You know, since I didn't get no sponsorship, I was like, man, I ain't finna put nobody's name on this mug. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stay independent. Yeah, bro, I'm playing the bike, but Drizzle, they taking the credit for it, bro. They taking the credit. They taking the credit like they did the bike. And again, look, Drizzle. Now you know how we rock, bro. I know it's late, but let me send it to you. Shit, see. Drizzle, you tell me if I'm wrong in thinking that they trying to take credit for the bill. You know what I'm saying? You see if they trying to take credit for it. If they ain't trying to take credit for it, then cool. I overreacted, and it is what it is. But if you say, "Hey man," if you say, "Hey man," let's see. So that's my thing. And I could, and I don't even know like why I'm really bothered by it, right? But the crazy part is they just like even the negative comments, right? Because this video got like some stupid ass comments, right? And there's a lot of people that are like, oh man, that's just this kind of bike, this and that, and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Because it is, they know it's an audio bike. Like now, I don't be like, oh man, I built this with FU money, or what I'm saying, this is just expendable income, or this is just. I had to have a bike for my shop, but I'm a guy that loves to play my music in the parking lot, or just I like to entertain, little small groups or whatever shit. So I wanted a bike loud enough to do that with, right? So, but I just it had to be over the top this time. I'm like, man, it's my last bike I'm building out of my pocket, man. It might as well be, what I'm saying, that. So I didn't want to rush to paint it, make it look cool, and then not be happy with it. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me leave it primer. I was so hoping you was like, nah, they ain't trying to do that. They trying to do that, huh, bro? Wicked said they were trying to get it, man. I ain't want to believe it. I ain't want to believe it, man. So now we got something else to talk about. We got something else to throw on the internet. Now, mind you, last week I was public enemy #1. I was ready to fight. I was ready to, people was ready to cancel me and all kinds of shit last week just because of whatever. Now they stealing my shit. Like, damn. Come on, man. Don't be like that. Don't be like that, man. Like, shit. But nonetheless, man, I'm gonna keep my smile on my face. I ain't gonna even get mad, cause y'all know I got mad last week. I got mad last week. You know what I'm saying? And I shouldn't have got as mad as I got last week. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna get that mad this week. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna stay positive. Say, man, listen, bro. Y'all, look, man, this ain't even on me. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't even on me. Zay, you know what that was about, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't, that's not me. That's not me. This is me right here. You know what I'm saying? Happy, go lucky. I'm in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Michelle? You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people, people was calling and checking on me and shit, make sure I was straight. Man, I'm straight. I'm cool. But then here we are a week later, and, man, I think people want me to be, man, the devil busy. That's all I can say. The devil busy. If the devil busy, man, there's an understanding. Drizzle, I ain't trying to get you started, bro. Drizzle, I ain't trying to get you started because I know how you do it. You know what I'm saying? You just make sure you tune in tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We can resolve a lot of that shit just being happy. Wicked. Hey, don't. We don't have to encourage that type of behavior. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to. Zay, don't. Yeah, don't. It was a lapse in creative judgment, I should say. Wing, I ain't went back and watched it. I refuse to go back and watch it. I refuse to. You know what I'm saying? People tell man, you need to go back and watch. Nah, I'm not going back and watch that shit. Listen. I ain't gonna even lie to you guys. I never go back and watch myself talk. I don't care if I spread a lot of positive shit, but I don't go back and watch myself. No, hey Drizzle, man, you know what I'm saying? Look, my watch would tell me if my blood pressure was fucked up. I ain't get the heart rate alert or nothing. You checking it? I didn't get the heart alert. I didn't get the heart alert, bro. Like I not once did my say purr, 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 you know what I'm saying, in my heart thing, cause it'll go off if it's fucked up. Winky, but your views don't count after the first one. At least that's what you told me. You know what I'm saying? I hope that the live got a lot of attention for him. You know what I'm saying? I hope that it puts him in a good place, and people look at him as a good interviewer. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is. I don't want nothing bad to happen. You know what I'm saying? I hope that that live didn't ruin his chances of making money. You know what I'm saying? Wicked ain't even got it. That thing will register instantly. Like, man, if it go up, it's going up. You know what I'm saying? But I don't condone what I did. You know what I'm saying? But I do, and I will protect and defend. You know what I'm saying? And that was it was just a moment, that I felt like I needed to protect myself, which I believe that anybody would have done in that situation. Now, to the extent of what I did and said, yeah, I might have gone a little too far. But I mean, how far is too far when somebody's trying to destroy you, or you get into a situation where your strengths have to be stronger than what you really are. Damn, man. Drizzy, you and Wicked just ain't gonna let me make it, huh? God damn, I'm glad y'all don't know each other personally. Shit. Y'all supposed to. Michelle, I ain't do nothing. What Drizzle and Wicked talking about, it don't mean a hill of beans. I ain't do nothing. That's why I'm able to sit here in front of you guys, because I didn't do nothing. I'm sitting up here trying to figure out why I'm being plagiarized. Michelle, I'm sitting up here trying to figure out how in the hell did I go viral without going viral. I'm viral right now. Me and my bike is viral. Like, my fat ass is in a video playing, and I'm viral right now. Ain't nobody lying on you. Look, let's see what it's doing now, right? Let's see. So right now, it's at 549,000 views on the first video. That's the one that was posted yesterday. He posted another day. It's got 89,200 views. So it's got 20,000 shares, but 341 comments and 27,000 likes. The other one has 118 comments, 859. It's the same video. How they sharing the same video? And I don't lie on people. say, nah, Michelle, you don't need to see that video, man. Listen, you don't need to see the video. You don't need to. You don't need to see the video. You don't need to see the video. I'm internet famous. Hey, Cisco, man, I got motion, baby. Cisco, I've been at motion for a long time, man. That's why it's not really that big of a deal to me. You know what I'm saying? But these cats is gaining motion off my motion. All I'm saying is, man, goddamn, just cut me in. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so it's like this. If I helped you, you know what I'm saying, break the internet, man, goddamn, man, look out for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just look out. If that video brought you, you know what I'm saying, at 500,000 views, let's say it brought you $200, man, just come in and give me $50. You know what I mean? Like, hey, man, here go $50, man. I appreciate you. You know, when can we do another one? You know what I mean? Like, just give me $50. Now, I know that one video, that video probably ain't gonna be monetized, cause no, man, the way at the rate, at the language that I was using, nah, they ain't gonna get no money off of that one, man. If he makes some money off of that one, man, I ain't gonna ask him for none. You know what I'm saying? Cause I just completely lost it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I be telling folk, man, like sometimes people black the fuck out. Like people don't even realize, you know, some of the shit they say. You know, sometimes like when you get that frustrated to where you can't think or you don't, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until I realized that I lost control. And the cool thing was I kind of kept a cool head, you know, while I was dealing with all that, man. But I'm telling y'all, man, that blackout shit exists for real. You know what I'm saying? So I just know that this video shit, this does not constitute me losing my shit over. That's why they're gonna watch. You ain't shit weak. I ain't lying, man. You know, and I was dealing with an illness all week too, man, and that's what was even more, you know, crazy about it, man, because I couldn't really, after that Monday, I want to say either Tuesday and Wednesday, man, I couldn't even, you know, shit, I done ran through a couple of rolls of toilet paper, you know what I'm saying, just being, you know, so congested and shit like that, man. You think I was that mad that I created that I had an allergy attack, you know what I'm saying? A mental illness. Well, you know what, Michelle, if that's the case, I will, man, please, everybody accept that I had a mental illness breakdown. Just a man, goddamn, bro, look, just you ain't finna. No, man, it's past your bedtime, bro. It's past your bedtime. You know, I was gonna let you stay up and hang out with the cool kids tonight, but it's time for you to go to bed, bro. Man, where your wife at? Cause I know you ain't in the bed with your wife sitting up here looking at me on the internet. You know what I'm saying? I know. I call her. I'm gonna call her, tell her, man, make Drizzle go to bed. You know how it is. You can't be up and your wife sleep. That don't make sense. A mental illness? No, that ain't anger. I don't believe anger is a mental illness. You know, I think it may be a learned activity. It may be something learned, but it wasn't nothing mental about what I did. You know what I'm saying? I don't recall the words per se, you know, during a blackout, right? Like you don't remember every detail during a blackout. It's not until you got friends that tell you that you said something off the wall and outrageous. You know what I'm saying? That's what your friends do. They remind you of what you did. Now, Winky up every morning, y'all. Winky up every morning. But Winky don't call me in the morning. When Winky called me that morning, I knew it was some shit in the game. I'm like, the first thing I'm thinking, like, what the fuck happened? What's wrong? Who died? You know what I'm saying? Because she don't call me that early in the morning, but she felt obligated to check on me. Early, it was 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, might have been 5:30. I don't even know. But it was early. But that's the shit your friends do. They remind you, like, you know you fucked up, right? You know you did some dumb shit. What? Nah, I ain't do nothing dumb, man. What I do? And they gonna tell you. You work in that field. Yeah, but Shell, you gotta realize like this. It's one thing to have a mental breakdown. It's another thing to be out of character, right? So being out of character, if I'm a happy go lucky person, and everything I do is like, oh here, here's a dandelion, and then you got well 0 to 100, you know what I mean? And that's usually what happens when when people are just always trying to figure out, I don't want to go back down that route. I could tell you guys, man, and one day, man, I really want to, one day I want to tell, you know what I'm saying, some shit that happened to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's some fucked up shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I in turn said some fucked up shit to somebody, man, and it was a trigger for, you know what I'm saying? What I said was a trigger for him, right? And normally if something is a trigger, it's called enough is enough. Yeah. Sometimes triggers, they happen, bro, and you don't, some people don't recover from them. Michelle, I was able to recover from my blackout. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't, I don't feel like it was so I don't believe that it was so out there that it wasn't nothing that I couldn't recover from. You know what I'm saying? But it was definitely a weak moment in my life. You know what I'm saying? And one that I'll do again. I would want to be more aware of of what my situation is before I did that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't believe that I want to be looked at on the internet as some violent, you know what I'm saying, SOB. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be known on the internet as a cool dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people meet me, I'm like, man, you just too cool. Cause I try not to let shit bother me. But it's just the character assassination for me. You know what I'm saying? You know what, Michelle? I wouldn't even say it was a mistake. I would just say it was a moment of weakness, right? Like mistakes is what you do when you bring home lemon pepper wings and they wanted garlic parmesan. That's a mistake. We ain't gonna talk about what I said, but anyway, we ain't gonna talk about what I said, man. But at the same time, it's not the first time I had to protect myself or felt like I needed to protect myself, from being executed. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are just times where you have to go and say, nah, bro. But nah, man, you know what I'm saying? I would love for you guys to know, me on a more intimate level, personal, you know what I'm saying? We can know about the cacao situations and shit, you know what I'm saying? And, it's just, it's a, everything that I've done in my life, man, has been a learning experience. You know what I'm saying? To the point where, it's just certain shit that you just refuse to look at, you know what I'm saying? And that you refuse to go through those issues and problems again and shit, man. And I don't want them. Yeah. Let's see. Said where that shit it says your public enemy number one. Your public enemy number one. No, just I ain't public enemy number one. Am I? What they, man? Well, I know I ain't public enemy number one, man, because I got a lot of love. They still showing me love out here, bro. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, say we no longer have to prove who we are. Hey, you know what? And I think that I think that was the unnecessary anger, is trying to prove. I've always been one of these cats that I ain't chasing no lie, right? You don't chase lies, right? So, by not chasing a lie, it doesn't matter what somebody says about you or, this and that and blah, blah, blah. You just like, hey, man, I know the truth and woo, woo, woo. No, because you know what? When you don't chase a lie, right? When you don't um, confront the lie, right? It tends to have people second guessing what they should or should not believe. And I'm one of those people, like, you don't have to believe me, but you're going to listen to me, right? Like, just at least listen. I don't care. You can take from whatever the situation you want, but you have to hear my side. You have to know that at some point I'm going to protect. I'm going to, stand in front of you and stand in front of my accusers and say, yeah, now, yeah. That sounds good. yeah, for sure. Drizzy, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You in the streets, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, from either side. Like, I understand, like, it's gonna be some people like, oh man, he overreacted, he did too much, or whatever the case is, and that's fine if that's what they believe. But for me, it wasn't an overreaction until I thought about what the fuck was going on, and I was like, fuck, I'm out of character. But you got to understand that sometimes you have to get out of character in order for people to know who the fuck you really are, right? Like, and I don't, I have a conscience, and I do have, what I'm saying, the the good Lord has been with me for so long, you know what I'm saying? And, I don't ever want to be, I don't want God to turn his back on me because I had a moment of weakness and shit, man. So I try to, stay ahead of everything, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not really upset about this video. And it's funny to me. It's just like, I've never been in this particular situation. Like, I've never been, I've done something I'm proud of and I'm happy. And the people that fuck with me are happy because of what I've accomplished. And then somebody says, nah, that's my shit. Like, look what we did. What? What did y'all do? What hoes say? Y'all talk about y'all make another Hove. You know what I'm saying? Do it again. Replicate it. You made me make another me. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about the situation. As black as you are, you didn't know you could turn red. God damn. He said, but me and the other 250 viewers enjoy watching you lose your shit. Listen, man. Shit, that's it. Hey, man, all I got is my balls and my word. And I ain't breaking them for nobody. You know what I'm saying? And you're right. You guys are right. Like, I try to be as humble as I can. And being humbled is one aspect of it. But getting humbled, nah, man. I would rather be in a situation where people would just consider me to be a humble person. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to dumb down or dim my life for anybody. But it's no different than somebody breaking in your house saying that this is my TV. Nah, bro. Then you just kick my door in. Like, come on, man. Don't kick my door in, wait to be invited. And I just think that, you know what I'm saying, it's always the angry person that gets blamed for all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's not the person that's been trying to keep a cool head and just, you know what I'm saying, like, damn, let me keep a cool head. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be the angry black man. It was all not allowed to play prison audio. So, well, actually, I could have played what I wanted, Drizzle. I didn't want to play Prince. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to play Mo 3. Shit, they was scared to come outside. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't work out. It didn't work out. Big Dream, what's up, man? Hey, man, you need to get that bike over so we can get that thing tuned up, man. You trying to come to Tyler to compete. Panama, man, come on, Panama. I'm going to stay solid, baby. You know I'm gonna stay solid, man. That's all I know how to do, bro. Like, man, I don't know nothing else, man. You know, the crazy part about life is, and when people and I have this discussion when people come into the shop about like how they say, man, you've been the same brother ever since. I'm like, man, please. I appreciate that people say that I've been the same, that I stayed the same, but you know, it just seems like if you stay the same, you don't make any type of progress. And the whole thing about staying the same means that there's no progress, right? Like, but there has to be progress in people's lives in order for you to see change in them. Now you can say I've had the same type of attitude, you know what I'm saying? And I just think that we as a people, we just collectively put certain words and terms in a bubble, and we just expect for those things to stay, as opposed to having different layers, you know what I'm saying, for you know, different words and different avenues of the same thing. So I just believe that, you know, you have to start categorizing or having sub chapters for everything that we do as a people, right? Because at the end of the day, man, it's about what we choose to do and pay attention to that allows us to continue to move forward. Now, when the situation happened the first time, I got a phone call, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, you all right? I'm all right, man. Like, you know, it's happening way too often, that people are really just starting to show who they really want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's the part that's really frustrating, is that, you know, we work so hard to try to create a path for ourselves, and now all of a sudden I'm being victimized again, because, you know, at first I was stealing, then I was lying, and now I'm being stole from, in my opinion, you know, and this is what you guys are seeing also. Like, you know, it's somebody taking my work and saying I did this. You know, and the crazy part is when I read the comments, I'm the victim. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, God damn, like, they ain't even responding to these people. Like, they ain't saying like, oh well, you know, woo. They post a video, 500,000 hits. Let him deal. You know, if anybody see the comment, they just letting people comment. They not responding. They just, cause they don't have to respond. All they get to do is watch numbers go. You say with something, we have to stand on our own ground. Yeah. Never knows your triggers. He's trying. That's a fact. But you know what I'm saying, Wicked Man and Cisco, I you know, I can't don't let these yeah. But you know what? The thing of it is that I don't, because I believe that my gifts are blessings for other people, right? Like, I believe that because I'm susceptible to whatever, you know, ridicule or prosecution that comes my way, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm built for it because of the things that I've endured in my past, right? But I always try to use the analogy of the lighthouse, right? You don't put a lighthouse in the middle of a city. There's no purpose for a lighthouse to be in the middle of a city. Lighthouses are designed to be on the coast or on the edge of the waters where the weather is rough, the water's crazy, you know what I'm saying? There's fog, there's all kinds of, there's all types of distractions, but the lighthouse is designed to make sure that the ships make it in safely, you know what I'm saying, and give them safe guidance. No different than the lights on the runway. You know, pilots use these lights on the runway because this guides them home. You know what I'm saying? This makes sure that they get a lighted path to land the plane. So I believe that, you know what I'm saying, I'm a light in this universe, and in whatever community that I belong to, whether it's the audio community, the motorcycle community, or, you know, or just the business community, or personal, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I have so many hats that I put on you know, I wear a lot of hats, but you know what I'm saying? But this one here, you know what I'm saying? This, the crown, man, everybody wants to wear the crown until it get heavy. Everybody want to wear the crown until it get heavy. You know what I'm saying? But I was built for it. I got a head big enough to hold this thing. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. It don't even move. So I would just say, man, listen, bro, whatever God has for you, it's gonna be for you. Whether, you know, these people taking my video or taking a video of me playing and they're able to monetize off of that video for whatever reason, that's gonna be on them. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be on them until somebody walks in their shop and says, I want this, and they don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. And I think that's what happens in a lot of situations, you know, when somebody takes something, no different than being on the block, right? You're on the block and you got the best block issue, right? And everybody wants your block issue. Then you got this cat that come through, they rock with you, you know what I'm saying? You bless their game, and then boom, when it come down to it, when somebody trying to work with them and they like, nah, you know what I'm saying? They got to come back to you. Everything filters back through you because they don't know how to cut it. They don't know how to do whatever. So it's always got to come back to you because you the one that made the number the right way. They number is good because your number is good. You know what I'm saying? So I always equate, you know, that to, that's the beers holding it. Damn, James, man, you had to come on here, man, and do all that, bro. Come on, man. Bro, that thing wasn't even touching my ears, man. Look. Man, I just got a big head, and it's the right crown. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened, man. When you wear the right hat, it can be fitted. It's perfect. You know what I'm saying? So I said all that to say this. And then, you know what I'm saying, gonna hold y'all. But I was approached by a family member and saying, like, hey man, do you remember telling me that I needed to get away from XYZ, man? Otherwise I wasn't gonna be shit. I wasn't going nowhere. And I told him, I was like, nah, bro, I don't remember that. Because I'll tell y'all, sometimes and more often than not, man, sometimes I allow myself to be a vessel. Sometimes you need to hear it and it don't even come from me. I'm just being used as a vessel. And a lot of y'all have to understand that some of y'all sometimes are going to be used as a vessel. You're not going to remember everything you said to somebody positive because everything positive ain't always meant to be remembered. Especially, you know, being a child of God. And so when people ask me if I go back and look at, you know, anything that I say or a video I post or whatever, and I don't, because sometimes I'm just being used as a vessel. So I don't have any recall. I don't know what I say from 1 minute to the next because the conversations don't always be for me, just from me. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, look, y'all, if y'all see that video out of me playing my bike, just know I ain't make no money off of it. Just know I tried to share it because I thought it was cool that somebody thought enough about my video to share it. But then when I seen it, it was like, hey, if you want this, come holler at us. Man, we may have to do some reevaluation. You know what I'm saying? We may have to, you know, really take a closer look at this. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, man, I know it's late for you guys, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tune in tomorrow, man. I'm going to have my boy Cody from Voodoo on, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll be trying to keep some cool ass interviews. And again, I want to talk to everybody in the industry, man. Even if you're not in the industry and you want to have a conversation, you know what I'm saying, and you want to be able to talk without having a disclaimer, you know what I'm saying, without fearing that, you know, what you saying gonna get back or be misconstrued, because I don't misconstrue my words. I ain't gonna chew my cabbage twice. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Chuck, I don't love them too. Look, all I could, hey man, look, we got to get them over. Goddamn gas, man, like $9 million a gallon. Uh, but it's gonna be raining. I think Friday's probably gonna be the only day. Maybe I can just come over there and get the one, the one so that you ride often, and we get that one done, and then the assassin. You know what I'm saying? We get that taken care of, and we get that on back to you too. Panama, what you got to say? You say, you know what? I'm just gonna start instigating. I got you back. Don't start instigating, man. Panama, I can't fight. Panama, I can't fight, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't fight, man. Don't be trying to start up nothing, man. Chuck, you got gas money, man. Chuck, man, listen, man. You got a lot of them too, bro. God damn, you got a lot of them. Man, I appreciate that, bro. I really do. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me being me. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, for real. And I feel that, Chuck, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I've been lying to you, putting you out, man. But I promise you, it ain't really been that. It's just, boy, you want to talk about business than a one on paper hanger, man. You know, now that I'm finally getting some room around the shop where I can actually I'm able to put shit up, man. I've been had shit all over myself, bro. I ain't even been able to, put shit in nowhere. You know what I mean? Because the shop is so full. But now I'm starting to clear out a little bit of room. You know what I'm saying? And they say you can't fight, but you can go off on the motherfucker. Hey man, Cisco, come on, man. Come on, Cisco, man. Don't do me like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't got to. I ain't got to fight, man. I really do believe that, my life has created a space for me, man, that I don't have to draw my hands up. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in all that. Now, I will say this without saying a lot. Just leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, hey, peace out, man. Have a good night, Drizzle. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shit, I know, right? Yeah, Chuck, man. Like I say, bro, I don't ever want to be in a position where I feel like I'm, dragging somebody out. You know what I'm saying? I know. Chuck, man, Cisco crazy, man. Hey, James, hey, yeah, listen, let me tell you one thing, right? So, just so y'all know, if you have an audio bike, you want to be in Walnut Springs the 22nd through the 25th. Walnut Springs is in Texas. It's right between like Glen Rose and Stephenville. And they're doing a big bike rally. But they're within this rally, man, if you have an audio bike, man, you're going to be able to compete for $20,000 up to, because I think it may be more before, but they actually got a $20,000 purse, man. So you guys want to be a part of that. If you own an audio bike, you know what I'm saying? They got some other little shit. They trying to create this rally down in Walnut Springs, and they're gonna, it's gonna open up Wednesday, and they got RV parking. You know what I'm saying? I don't know necessarily about the hotels and stuff in that area, but it's gonna be wild. You know what I'm saying? It's the first one that they're trying to do. So it may be some mistakes, it may be some inadequacy, shit that may happen. But if you want a shot at $20,000 for your audio, man, that might be the best time to do that. But as far as James ain't enough Wheaties. Ain't enough Wheaties on the grocery store shelf. You would be better off going to get your Dollar Tree, going to get you a box of Dollar Tree trash bags, them little thin, cheap motherfuckers, man, and just wrapping your bike in Dollar Tree trash bags, man, then try to line up with me in that damn ring, bro. Chuck, yeah, man. I mean, at this point, bro, we just have to figure out what class you want to play in and then build a bike according to that. But hell yeah, you can level up. We can create you whatever, whatever class you want to play in. You know what I'm saying? I'll get a list of the classes and you can decide what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? And we can go from there, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know you like to pull an assassin out every now and then and kick a little butt. So we just need to get together, man, really sit down and come up with a plan and build it for you. It's as simple as that. Winky, you don't know James. James been talking shit for at least 3 months. James been talking cash shit. But James is not for to come to Texas and put BTA to nothing in Texas. And when he get his head knocked in, El Grande for the win. You say, yo, D, you gotta cut this live off. Somebody at work watching this. Boss Chuck ain't go. Now see Cisco. Now that's snitching, bro. I ain't gotta get. I was just trying to get out the line because I know some of y'all want to go to bed, but I know as long as I'm making sense, y'all gonna be like, yeah, we just sitting chilling or whatever. He running. Hey, James, man, I don't do no running now. So you might go blow up, man. For real, huh? It be happening like that, huh, Winky? Every time, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting ready to put, because last year in Galveston, I put BTA. You know what I'm saying? I pulled the bet out. Except for in the heavyweight class. I kind of got ran over in the heavyweight. But I'm gonna have something new built by then. So y'all just be ready. Yeah, he snitching, man. You can't, and then saying so. God damn, Cisco, come on, man. You can't be, come on, man. That ain't how we built, bro. That ain't how we built, bro. We ain't built for snitching, bro. We gotta do this shit the right way, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but James a good dude, you know what I'm saying? But James, come on, man. Don't do me like that, bro. Yeah, say. Zay, you better tell him, man. Zay, you better tell him, belt the ass, bro. Belt the ass. I'm talking about, listen, I'm talking about from way back here. You know, look, I was staying, man, listen. Hey, Zay, I ain't gonna even front, bro. I was a little nervous, too. I ain't gonna front. I was a little nervous. The reason why I was nervous, because I hadn't really played the bike. I had just built that motherfucker, man. It's just kind of, threw some shit together, man. I'm like, okay, boom. Didn't know how the bike was gonna perform. What, nothing bolted down. I mean, the fender, nothing, everything was just bananas. But man, when that thing fired off in the ring and people was like, ooh, wee. And I'm telling you, that, man, to build anything, right? You know what? Fuck it. So we on here, man. Let's talk. Let's really talk about this, right? So I'm gonna give you guys a little something. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't got shit to do. But let's do it like this. Growing up in the projects, right? Growing up in the projects as a young kid, bro. Like as a young kid, I ain't have shit. You know what I'm saying? And maybe I should be saying this shit in the night, in the daytime, where there's a lot of people. But I don't give a damn because I could talk to one person and tell them this story. Growing up in the projects, I couldn't see past the projects, right? I could not see past what my situation was. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh man, I grew up in the projects, this and that, right, whatever." And I never want to equate projects with the lack of money. I equate the projects to the lack of resources, right? I didn't have the same resources as a lot of people. Now, public education is a public education, but a public education back then could not teach me what I wanted to learn, what I'm doing right now, right? So I always wanted to tear shit up and fix it. That was just my thing. Like, man, how does this work? How does this fucking tape deck, spin this shit and it's making music, and how does this, man, what does this wire and this wire do, and why does this component, work with this component? So I couldn't figure that shit out. So when I was about 12 or 13, my cousin got married to this one cat, man, and he had this Mustang, 85 Mustang. And he said he taught me positive and negative, right? So I was like, so he said, make sure that you don't touch this wire to this wire, because boom, you know what I'm saying? And mind you, I'm 12, 13, and the concept of audio on the car level was in 85, you know what I'm saying? 86, 87. It didn't really compute to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just all foreign. But my mom, she bought me a little tape deck, took 6D batteries. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to know how that motherfucker worked. Now, don't ask me where I found tools, because I didn't have tools. Then we had butter knives. Man, a butter knife was a flathead and a Phillips. A butter knife was a flathead and a Phillips. And as not having the proper tools, you're like, how the fuck can you do that? And duct tape. So we had butter knife and what is it? The look that tape. Gift wrap tape. Gift wrap tape that you taped up a wire to make sure that they didn't touch, and it was probably about that much. You just kept wrapping it around so that the wires wouldn't touch. But man, I got so creative that, you know what I'm saying? My mom had bought some Christmas lights, right, to go on the Christmas tree. Well, Christmas was over, so I stole the lights. You know what I'm saying? I stole the lights, hung them around my mirror, and what I did was, I didn't even know at the time that I could make Christmas lights. I could plug Christmas lights into my stereo. She bought me a York's deck. You know what I'm saying? It was the one that had the dual cassette, the record player on the top, the radio. You know what I'm saying? And, the little speakers, them little cheap ass, they're probably about some 5 1/4 inch speakers in the motherfucker, right? So I got these motherfuckers, and I done plugged the lights. Into the back of the radio with the speakers. Now I'm thinking like, well, damn, I didn't know what the ohm load was. I didn't know none of that shit. I was just like, well, it worked. Every time the beat hit, the lights would flash. So when I'll be in my room, I hooked up these little bitty ass speakers to the lights. So I'm listening to the Quiet Storm at night, and they just, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, that shit was cool as fuck, right? So then at 14, I got my first job at Winn-Dixie. And, shit, by that time, I was like, man, shit, you got a job now. Whatever you want, you got to buy it yourself. I got my own phone, you know what I'm saying? I had to buy my own school clothes and everything, right? So I get my first paycheck. That bitch was $135. I'm like, ooh, shit, I'm going to the pawn shop. It was a pawn shop right across the street. I went and bought me some realistic speakers. Now I'm going to tell you the crazy part about this. Bought me some realistic 10-inch speakers. And I used to have to walk to work. So what I did was, I paid $89 for those speakers. But I put them on layaway. The next week, I got paid. I got paid every Tuesday. I'm telling you, it's like 14. So what I did was, I bought the speakers, and I was like, hey, I had to walk home, walk to work. That's a 30-minute walk. I couldn't do this all the way home. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was, on the weekend, I had my cousin like, hey, I bought some speakers from this pawn shop. Can you take me to pick them up? Shit, man, he took me to pick them up, man. It was a wrap then. So now I got my speakers. I'm in the house, and I'm hooking them up. Grew up in the projects of Montgomery, Alabama. my view. A lot of things different than others. And James, that's some real talk, bro, because a lot of people don't really understand. You know what I'm saying? Talladega, oh man, what's up? Y'all right around the corner from each other. I'm assuming. I've only been through uh, whatever part of Montgomery, whatever part of Alabama is off of 20. That's the only Alabama I done went through. So and Cisco, don't even get me started on Radio Shack. That's later on in life. That's later on in life with Radio Shack, because Radio Shack was high in the motherfucker, man. You couldn't just go into Radio Shack. Man, listen, I bought a set of strippers, the red Radio Shack strippers. Them motherfuckers was $29 at the time, and this was back in the early 90s. And back in like 90, 91, 92, my cousin that just passed away, shit, he had an account, the stereo shop. And I walked in the stereo, I'm like, man, they got all this shit. And I was just like, man, by this time, you had Urban Audio, Pyramid, Legacy, Lanzar. Lanzar was still like, Lanzar came, that shit got popular in the early 90s and shit like that. Boss, remember when Boss first hit the block? You know what I'm saying? Pyramid and shit like that. So that's the shit we was buying. And I'm looking at this shit like, man, this is a big ass speaker. That bitch like $37. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. But that's my introduction to audio. You know what I'm saying? And it came from not even having an idea about what I wanted to do as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Because all I knew is what I seen when I walked out my door. But because it was so many different influences with rap music and cats with baffle boards in the backseat of their Regals and Cutlasses and shit. Then my partner Papa, this dude had a fucking, I don't know if it was a 79 or 81 long bed with a sleep on the back. That bitch had 815s in it. Man, I was that took me down through there. You know what I'm saying? That and when people say now, just kind of sidebarring, when people say that the sound competitions are boring, you know what I'm saying, they're not fun, because we're looking at the type of fun that we had when we heard shit for the first time, when we were in the crowd and we were just letting people play music. James is no different than me. You sat side by side and we just going back and forth, back and forth. You play a song and you run that song for 40, 50 seconds and shit, and then you know what I'm saying, you cut that motherfucker off, now it's my turn. Those are the type of battles that create the fun that we used to have back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Or if you fumbling for music, I'm steady hitting you. But not because I'm trying to, outplay you or overplay you, but I'm keeping my momentum going. But as soon as you get a song, I cut that motherfucker off. Or when you look at me like you ready, this is and that's what we do as competitors, or people that love music, bro. I want to know what you want to play next. You know what I'm saying? Because now I gotta find a song that's gonna woo the crowd, or that's gonna say, they did that one. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have enough of that anymore, because it's like, man, it's at a point where we just waiting. We sitting around waiting. You know what I mean? And I don't want to do that, man. I think that's what created a lot of the frustration for me, doing this show in Tulsa, is because I sat around for 4 or 5 hours and then my bike didn't perform, and it's like, fuck, all this build up and you don't get a busted nut. You know what I'm saying? So I applaud these guys, and I'm telling you guys right now, man, this show that's in Tulsa, in Walnut Springs, although it's a hurry up and wait, they're trying to figure out how to speed the process up so there's not so much waiting but more playing. So they may have 2 or 3 different, you know what I'm saying, tents going on at one time, just to hurry up and get through the process. But again, it's more of a camaraderie. I want to go hang out with the people that do this shit, and maybe we need to just, slide off somewhere and do our thing. But it's going to be a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like we doing this thing in Tyler on June for Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm hosting the show, so it's going to be for fun. It's not. I'm not. I don't want anybody. And again, this is just because it's all new, and I don't want people to come out and be like, "Oh man, I got to pay this and this and that." Man, listen, just come. If you win, you gonna walk away with something. You know what I mean? And this is about having fun. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people looking forward to it. Last year was the first time, so it was fun, but it kind of didn't last as long. But this year is gonna be different because now I'm gonna have my own shit. I'm gonna have my own mics, my own speakers. I got my own generators. You know what I'm saying? So, we gonna really pump this shit up and have some fun. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to do it if it ain't fun. Man, if I don't want to have fun, I can go get me a job. You know what I mean? Like I enjoy this shit. I love just sitting back and rocking out with my people and shit, man. When people come by the shop and we play the bike and they just like, man, God damn, they just amazed. They're just amazed. And I would love to do this all day, but of course I gotta work. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it hard to just sit back and play music all day, even though that's what I get paid to do. This is so stealing your mama Christmas lights got you started building. For the most part, fucking drama. Yeah, we can fire off in the parking lot. Fire like that. Man, I'm telling you, first diodes. So listen, Jane, man, the diodes and resistors and shit, bro. Do you know? I don't even fuck with them motherfuckers, man. I never got into the technical aspect of a lot of this shit, bro. I was just so creative. You know what I mean? And I never got into the actual electrical side of that, knowing what diodes and resistors and shit. You know what I'm saying? Now I can wire up a relay. You know what I'm saying? I can get you more power. You know what I'm saying? That I can do. But as far as resistors and diodes and shit, I never really got into that shit because I've always had to, in my spare time, it wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? I was in the streets, bro. God damn, I got in the streets. And I didn't get into the streets till I got older. You know what I'm saying? When I was working and shit, hustling, you know what I'm saying? The music was my hustle. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care what I had to do. I built a dude a Grand Prix, like a 90 model. You know what I'm saying? A big round. And man, that thing had shit, I don't know, 4 8s in it or 4 10s, but man, that motherfucker hammered, bro. You could just hear the dude in the projects. He'd just be passing on the main street. You in the projects, you hear that motherfucker just boom, boom, boom. And that's what drove me. You know what I'm saying? So it's always been more about the music than the technical side of it. I believe that, when I was young, I got talked about how big my ears was, just like you was telling everybody my ears was holding up that crown. So, I always got talked about how big my ears was, but I always knew that, you know what I'm saying, like I heard music differently. I didn't really like loud noises as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm like, man, that shit too loud. But when it came to music, it wasn't loud enough. Bass was just, you James, I don't know how old some of you guys are, but I'm 52 and, coming up in the era where, Magic Mike and Miami bass sounds and shit like that. Some of this shit you'll probably hear tomorrow in the interview, but it was just the love of bass. And it's the love of the bass now for our generation in this audio shit, bro, because we know what we want. We know what we listening for. And I'll be honest with you, Jay. You know what I'm saying? You got those El Grandes, man. You know what type of bass you listening to. See, and the thing of it is, bro, is people don't get it. People get it really misconstrued about what I'm striving for, right? I'm not striving to be the loudest bike in the parking lot. What I'm striving for is to be recognized as the as the motherfucker that just, man, you did that. You know what I'm saying? When somebody walk up to you and say, bro, you did that, man, bro, that's some real shit. Those are accolades right there to me. I don't give a fuck about no trophy. I don't give a fuck about no, winning this and winning that, man. When the people say, bro, that's it for me. You know what I'm saying? When I take my bike to the hood and I know they ain't never seen nothing like that before, bro, and they just like, man, you got the baddest bike on the planet. I'll be like, nah, man, there's some more bikes out there that's crazy than mine. But it's just the fact that, man, when they see it, when they see me, I'm looked at as that dude that got the loudest bike, or that, you know what I'm saying, that produced some of the loudest music in the cars and shit. You know what I'm saying? The hood love, man, is the best love for me. You know what I'm saying? And I tell y'all this. We as a people, we kind of get like, what as they would say, what's your biggest flex, right? And, for us, man, yeah, my dad owns this, and, we got this, 900,000 acre land and this and that, blah, 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 man. But I didn't grow up like that. I didn't grow up with those type of accolades and those type of flexes. But the fact that when I leave this motherfucker, they gonna keep telling my story. You know what I'm saying? They gonna keep telling my story, man. I'm gonna live forever. And I'm gonna live forever in every hood nigga mind. I'm gonna live forever in every room that speaking of something that exists today. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at these dudes for taking this video, posting this video, and saying they did it. They telling my story, right? And my story been seen over 500,000 times. I don't have to be in the ring. I don't have to have the biggest trophy. It's going to be a motherfucker going to tell my story long after I'm gone. And that, my friend, because I tell you like this, any book in the Bible, not one person, I've not seen one story in the Bible where somebody says, I got the trophy for the most rep. I got the trophy for the loudest, for the cleanest smock. You know what I'm saying? My turban was the baddest on the planet. But yet and still, we telling all they stories. They on repeat every Sunday. It don't matter what you leave physically on this planet. You want to leave something up here for people to talk about long after you gone. That's what I'm creating. I'll probably never own 100 acres. I don't even have a desire to. But I got to do mow all that shit. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But I do want to generate a positive influence for someone that wants to tell my story for the rest of their life. When we sitting on the porch drinking our sun tea, you know what I'm saying? Man, you remember... Man, I'll get out this garage and pull that bike out. Man, you ain't even got that bike no more. Stop all that lying. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's the shit. Yeah. I ain't old either, Chuck. And Cisco ain't that. And I appreciate you saying I'm young, but I ain't that young. I'm keeping it pushing. But you know, and I love having these conversations with you cats, man. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all understand. But nonetheless, man, y'all tune in tomorrow. I'm going to get up out of here, man. I done talked long enough. Let's keep this shit player, and let's have some fun. And y'all tune in tomorrow, man. We're gonna talk shit and swallow spit. You know what I'm talking about? Same, well, not the same bad time, but definitely the same bad channel. So y'all come on back in and check the podcast out, man. We're gonna be doing it big, man. We're gonna have a lot of conversation, And I ain't scared to ask the tough questions. But if you got questions, y'all make sure y'all chime in. And let's make this shit rock out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have a good night, man. I fucks with y'all the long way, man. I appreciate y'all staying up with me. Holla at you.